He's behind by 5 points. Eleven 16. If Froff is to pull back this game, he needs to at least gain, try to gain at least 5 to 6 points. But he seems to be getting some success serving to Donald's backarm. A light serve to Donald's backarm. He's playing Donald differently than how he played Baku. He played Baku with a lot of power, but he's bringing a very slow game to Donald. These guys have a lot of experience in road tennis. Donald is doing likewise. 16-15 and Froff have gained those 5 points. (17-15) and Donald is maintaining this lead. He's maintaining the lead. (18-16). Donald is still in charge. He's still in control of this game. 18-16. 3 points to get home. Froff needs 5 points to get home. Right now, Donald is doing a little jig. (16-19). Froff is still behind the 8 ball. He's 16 and Donald is 19. Very soft touch there. Soft hands by Froff Garner. Soft hands. We have reached some success. (18-19). The game is close. Froff is a deficit of 1 point behind. He's continuing with this light serve to Donald. A slow tennis. Oh my goodness. Oh. Donald is toying with Froff Garner. Like I said before, this is a chess game. These guys are using strictly mental tactics to outforce each other. A very analytical game these guys are playing. Oh my goodness. 21-18. The first game goes to Donald Grazettes. Right, folks, we're into the second game. First game was won by Donald Grazettes. And here we see Froff Garner start the second game with a bang, with a shot. He's adding more weight to this game. He lost the first game. At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce you to John Wick. John Wick, how are you doing, sir?
Hi, good evening to all. Good evening, Daddy. I'm fine, thank you. So we into the second game?
Yeah, into the second game. The first game was won by Donald. You see here Froff Garner. You're going to see if he's able to pull back this second game.
So we have viewers all over the world here now again, Donald. We should shout out people in New York, locked on. We have Dubai locked on as well. It's streaming all over the world. So those of you wherever you are around the world, taking in the game of road tennis here in Barbados. Good to have you in company. I truly hope you're enjoying what you're seeing so far.
Yes, a very good exchange between these two individuals. The first game, the guys played a very slow and a very tactical game, but now the pace have stepped up. 3-all. Four serving three, and right now Donald is leading. Donald is facing the camera, like I said before, in the white top and the gray short pants. And Philip Froff Garner is back in the camera, dressed in a plaid short pants. Attempted drop ball, but land in the net. 5-7-3. Donald is still maintaining the lead.
Donald is known as the crouching tiger in road tennis. He's just over 6 feet, and he does really well to get down and get as low to the ball as he possibly can. For those of you watching, Philip Garner, Prof Garner, in a yellow shirt, back in, is an established promoter in Barbados. He is a pioneer. Would have been promoting road tennis now for well over 20 years in Barbados.
No, that's 20 years, over 40 years. This guy has been around the sport for decades, since the 70s.
But it's really good to see these call-outs continue to attract a wide range of players. You get the young ones getting involved, and we are now seeing some of the more experienced players on the court. So this is really a good thing for road tennis, the call-outs. You see how far it will go if you would at least one night dot in, see at least the number 1, number 2, or the top 4 players challenging each other and drawing them here at Bush Hall.
Right now the score, John, is 7. Froff have a lead, despite the game is young. It's important to maintain a lead when you're playing road tennis. It's important because it tends to put your opponent under pressure. But he's trying to gain the momentum to get ahead of you, and you're trying to maintain that lead. So
that was a very clever serve there by Prof, using his experience. A short serve, and Donald could not get to that one. And once again, this time it's a bit longer, and Donald was able to reach it. But this is good playing here by Prof. By Garner. You can see Garner is using all of his craftiness to make sure that he put up the very best foot he can tonight. One game down, but it's not over as yet.
Right, we have a fair crowd on hand to witness this call out here in Bush Hall, Dayton Power Road Road Tennis Facility. One of the major hubs for road tennis in Barbados. Or you can call it an arena.
Yeah, Donald there trying to force that one to see if he could create a bit more pace. Unfortunately for him, it didn't quite work. The score is now 6-11. And that one was easy put away, hitting the top of the net. Donald had no real challenge there whatsoever, and that was a very good put away. 7-0 was served to 11.
You notice that, Philip Froff Garner is not playing with that enthusiasm, with that energy. A lot of tennis players, they have their jobs, and to most players it's just a hobby. And coming from work and coming out here in the arena, sometimes the stress of the day, the stress of the job might drain your energy.
Yes, he's looking a little flat-footed. Maybe saw him play Baku just about 3 or 4 days or so ago, where we witnessed that C-Class Championship tournament that was being played in Belfield. And that night he was moving a lot lighter, a lot easier. Maybe it could be his opponent, but we'll wait and see if as the game goes on, we get a more active moving Froff. But here, he's putting up a good fight, looking to get this point. Good defensive playing by Donald, but in the end, Garner got a comfortable put away, and he maintains a very healthy lead at this stage.
Despite these guys are adults, the age difference between Donald and Froff is almost 20 years. So Donald have the age advantage on Philip Froff Garner. He's a relatively young man to compare with Philip with Garner, so he have that youth on his hand.
Well, there's one good thing about road tennis. It is an age sport. We have persons 50 plus, 60 plus, even 70 plus who still playing road tennis. So it's still good. I mean, it has its benefits. And over time, persons that you see in Prof. Garner here on the court now, he never stopped playing. And once you maintain some level of fitness and keep your game to a certain standard, this is what you will do. 60 plus and still going strong. But I thought that the way how Prof went about his challenge and preparing for this game, he showed that he's very creative as well in terms of his dramatic side, if I put it that way.
Yeah, during that interview, he said
very dramatic indeed.
He had a steak of barbecue. I wonder what he ate today. Maybe he had a heavy meal, a cuckoo or something.
Maybe he might have had something rather heavy, but let's hope that he can get over that if he want to get past Donald here tonight. He's still holding the lead, which is good. He still has the lead. That serve attempting to ace Donald, but it's spoiled nonetheless. Again, like I said, he has a way of varying his serves. Dalton, do you use a lot of serves in your game as well?
Yes,
Dalton?
it's important. That's why you have a serve in road tennis. Road tennis, a serve should be used as a weapon to set up the play.
Donald has his work cut out here for him. 11 serving to 15. That's still a good, healthy lead. 4 points in road tennis is a good lead. Yeah. From wherever you're from, if it's at the beginning or come out to the end, a 4-point lead is always good. (12-15). Donald doing reasonably good here. A 3-point lead now. He's serving. I believe that in his mind he'd be looking to create a 15 serve. And when
he's looking to lock the score 15-all, which would put Philip Froff under a lot of pressure.
That's good movement with both players. We had some short balls and they did well to get in. Testing and pushing and pulling each other. In the end, Prof. Garner gets the upper hand and he's now 12-16. (13-16).
It's a very important point in this game. 14-16 will give Donald some confidence. 17-13 will boost Froff.
Oh, that's a lovely, lovely injection there. Beautiful shot there by Garner. Took the weight off, and Donald had no reply whatsoever. This is one of the more, let's say, moving shots in road tennis. You find out even spectators love to see what we call the injection or drop shot, and this always get persons to respond one way or the other. So it's a very crafty shot. And spectators love to see the injection being played. 17-14. You see Froff pulling all the tricks out the bag. Another good short serve. And using the angles on the court very well.
If Donald can gain these 2 points, he have a very good chance of winning this second game, this second set. Unforced error, ball is away, giving Froff Garner a bigger advantage.
Oh, this is a funny score in road tennis. 16 serving to 19. One would think that Donald is still very much in this game at 16-19. And he served to the back arm.
You see, Donald seems to have a problem negotiating the center ball when the ball comes center court to Donald.
Yes,
He's not moving his feet.
and Garner been using his center to his advantage as much as possible, which is really good. And getting the better of Donald. Let's see how he will seek to close out this game. Trying a bit much on that one.
You know,
18-20.
there's some fans that Garner have is urging him on. It's very interesting that one of Froff fans would tend to take the ball to Donald's back arm. Donald seemed to take the advice, the coaching from that guy, and bring the ball to
Of
Froff
course.
back.
Of course, road tennis, we have a different kind of coaching style. All players can hear the thoughts of the coach as he gives instructions on the side. Nonetheless, Prof. Garner evens the score at 1 game apiece, taking that one at 21-19.
All right, before us, we are back into the third game. The first game was won by Donald Grazettes, and the second game was won by Froff Garner. So the guys are 1 game apiece. We're into the third game, John.
Yes, game number 3. Donald, I believe, will be looking to press Prof a bit harder this time around if he's going to take this 3-best-in-5 tonight. But both players, I said, rather crafty in their approach. They're trying different things, taking the weight off, serving the ball at different angles, and trying to pretty much outfox each other, Dottin, with slower balls, fast balls. A good combination of crafty playing here by both Donald and Garner. Oh, that one tipping the top of the net. Garner really will not get that no day of the week.
Yes, these guys are playing chess. They're playing tactical tennis. A lot of drop balls.
So, Donald, can we look forward to a call out from you anytime soon? Will you be getting, is there anyone that you will be targeting anytime soon to be part of this call out?
Yes, I believe there's a guy by the name of Chris Chandler. You know Chris Chandler?
A guy named Chris Chandler. He's a road tennis player. Okay.
You don't seem to be too sure if he's a tennis player or not.
Chandler,
He's been running for me for a little while now.
The Chandler sound family related.
He's related to you, John?
Well, Chris Chandler. For those listening around the world, yes, I am called John Wick, but really John Chandler, aka John Wick. Even score here, 4-4. not a bad crowd on hand for a Tuesday night. Darling. It keeps showing how persons are still very keen to see road tennis being played, and that they find time. Or maybe they're really glad to be getting out of this whole COVID environment, lockdown, being at home for a very long time. And these games are being played, giving them an opportunity to get out the house and come back into that kind of community setting.
Yes.
And this road tennis seems to be making it happen. There's a decent crowd on hand here at Bushall once again for a night with 3 call-outs tonight on the cards. 3 call-outs. We had the Pipey versus a young man that goes by the name of Rocket. Now we are seeing on court Donald coming up against Garner. And the big showdown is still yet to come.
Yes.
Where we will see Bruce Pounder, the Beast, taking on Bob the Builder. So and that one has been slated and have created some level of excitement for the last couple of days, into 2 weeks now.
Yes.
There's been lots of talk around this clash tonight. So for those of you looking on, and that's the main one on the main one on the card tonight.
The main one on the cards, yes.
That's the main draw. Just a couple of days ago, we had some tourists from the island taking the road tennis as well, Darlene. It's really good to see that this sport is picking up. And for those of you around the world who are watching or wondering how this game is played, easy concept would be to give thought to table tennis. If you're familiar with table tennis and how that game is played, road tennis, just played on a different surface, not on a table, and the score line is pretty much the same to 21 points.
It's a hybrid between lawn tennis and table tennis.
A sport that is very indigenous to Barbados. We're seeing it being played around the world in different places, but this is where it all started over 40 years ago, right here in Barbados. With the ease in COVID here in Barbados too, we are seeing some potential tournaments on the horizon. Some road tennis tournaments coming up. All this is really good. Kudos to those persons who would have put on the junior tournament in the latter part of last year in December and January of this year, where the juniors had their opportunity to be showcased. And we saw some real quality tennis from those juniors.
Once the tournament comes on board, there'll be no problem because the players were very active. Just calling up, have keep the momentum going. The players are remaining fit. They are practicing. So when the bell is rung, you're going to see some action, some good action. But the players are ready. They are practicing. They are training.
They're talking about action.